All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Walking Dead sort of dead updates video after the Comic-Con at home last weekend. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on the news or rumors about the possible Michonne return for The Walking Dead Season 12. Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and expand on this one a little bit and give our thoughts on this one in particular to start off this sort of Walking Dead Dead Update video. The link will be in the description so you guys can check this out from WeGotThisCovered.com, where it says Michonne reportedly returned full-time for The Walking Dead Season 12. So it says, The Walking Dead lost yet another leading cast member this past season as Denai Guerrera exited the series in episode 13. So that'd be Season 10, episode 13. Michonne has been with the show since Season 3 and served as one of its most popular characters, so it came as a huge blow to fans when she left. However, we should know by now that the Walking Dead exits aren't necessarily forever, and it's possible that the Black Panther actress could return to the series in a couple of years. In fact, according to sources close to We Got This Covered, the same ones who previously told us about Scream 5 being in development and Han returning in Fast and Furious 9, AMC plans to bring Michonne back in Season 12. It seems that her exit may only be a temporary one, similar to Lauren Cohen's before her, as she's said to be returning as a regular. If you'd recall, Maggie was written out in early The Walking Dead Season 9 before returning in the upcoming Season 10 finale. Likewise, Guerrera left late in Season 10 and apparently will be back full-time in Season 12. That's about all we know right now, though, so it's unclear how this will tie into the bigger picture of the franchise. Then it continues to say, we last saw her when she left in search of Rick Grimes after finding evidence that he'd survived. This suggested Guerrera would have a role in the Andrew Lincoln movies, or perhaps a spin-off miniseries or film of her own that ties into them. That's probably still the case, but it now looks like she'll then loop back around to rejoin the parent show. Remember, we've heard in the past that Season 12 could be the last season of the series, so it would make sense to have Guerrera back for the end. Creator Robert Kirkman recently said that he'd like to see Judge Michonne from the final issue of the comics be adapted for the screen as well. And if The Walking Dead does indeed jump forward far into the future in Season 11, as if they haven't jumped enough already, as we previously heard it will, then that would all add up. So that's basically the original source info that people brought up on Sunday during the live stream. We did a two-part Sunday this last Sunday after the Comic-Con at home. We did sort of a Comic-Con at home recap, and we went over most of the news or most of the stuff from the Comic-Con at home. The first part got shut off, which I'm almost getting used to at this point, by YouTube, and removed from subscription boxes. So if you're subscribed to the channel and didn't see part one of the live stream, it's in the channel now. I'll put it in the end screen videos for this one so you can watch it. The second part two, did show up in these subscription boxes. There was some I think there's trigger words or keywords that were said in the first part right at the end there, as I just briefly talked about the news for like 1 second, and then it was it was shut off. And then it's still in the YouTube channel, so you can watch it in the channel for, Trev's Chan 2 channel, but it just didn't show up for anybody in the feeds after that. And so that's what they did with that one, due to whatever trigger words were said. So now Season 12. So we don't know for the season numbers. The season numbers are a little bit tricky. We found out on Friday at the Comic-Con at Homes that we're going to see a 22-episode Season 10. So we'll see the finale in October. And then early next year, we'll likely get 6 episodes if they get them all done. Then that would make that a 22-episode season for Season 10. And then most likely Season 11 would be starting in fall 2021, so it would start next fall if everything goes okay with that. So when they're saying Season 12 here, I don't know if they're actually meaning Season 12, which would be 2022, the fall 2022, or if maybe they mean Season 11 because of the extending of Season 10, those additional 6 episodes. So either way, I would love to see Michonne return to The Walking Dead in original TV series. I don't think they talked at all during the Comic-Con at home about the when they said originally that it was going to be a Walking Dead movie trilogy. I don't know if Scott Gimple really touched on that at all. I don't think he really did. But from what we know so far, the movies are going forward. They're going to be going ahead. But we don't know if it's still going to be a trilogy. I would lean towards probably not, because the first one, I think, has been such a chore for them, or such a task for them to even do. But we'll have to see what kind of script they have for that, because if it's set up, if there's a lot of setup in the first one for like a second and third, then maybe we will see that. But this could make sense, because you have RJ and you have Judith in the original Walking Dead television series. So it does make sense to me that at some point we would see Michonne want to see her kids again and want to come back and see how they're doing and see where they're at, or be reunited with them again at some point. It almost feels like as a mother, that's a necessity at some point to see that happen sooner or later, whether it be in movies or coming back to the TV series before the end, whatever the case may be. And also, just to be clear with everybody, none of this is confirmed. We got this covered, so it could be complete misinformation. It could be complete junk info. Really don't know, but I do think it makes sense that at some point we'll see, before the end of the Walking Dead series, Michonne be reunited with Judith and RJ again. I think that that's a given, that we would have to see that at some point. Will it be season 12? Will it be, who knows? We don't know for sure. It does say in this article that season 12 reportedly would be the last season, but we also don't know if that's true either. There's just a lot of unknowns right now, and we'll see how the whole thing works out and what we get to see. But I would expect to see at least one scene between Judith, RJ, and Michonne again before the end of the Walking Dead television series at some point, or be it in a movie, show, whatever. We would expect to see that at some point. So leave your comments below about that one, guys. What do you think about that one? And again, it could be season 11, could be season 12, could be the movies. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's a given that at some point we'll see that, because she did leave, I think, to do Americana, was it called? And we don't know if maybe recently that got canceled, or maybe they do one season of that and then it's canceled after that or something. We just don't know with the whole pandemic situation and how that's going to affect all the different shows that are out there right now. So, but I'm sure The Walking Dead, will be back and just as strong as ever, or maybe mostly after this whole thing is kind of past us, which who knows at this point when that's going to be. So some different questions from Sunday and from the after the Comic-Con at home. I liked it. I liked the Comic-Con at home panels. I watched even the Walking Dead family one they did on Saturday. I thought was pretty good. I thought it was all fun stuff, and I'm glad they did it compared to not doing it at all, even though they couldn't do it at SDCC like they usually do. But I would suspect that I think we'll see a panel for Walking Dead at SDCC again sometime before the end of the series, whether it be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Before the series is totally finished, I would expect to see a panel, one more panel at least, maybe 2 or 3, before the end of the show at Comic-Con in person. So, but we'll see. It's hard. It's even harder to predict what's going to happen in real life than it is in a fictional TV series. You guys have seen how bad my predictions are over the years for who's going to live and die. Well, the real life's even harder to predict than the TV series. Hassan Nabih said, "Can someone remind me why they pushed back the finale of The Walking Dead in the first place?" Well, they said in the first place that they didn't have it totally edited or done yet. And then by the time the lockdown was actually over and they were able to actually finish it, we're basically in July. We're in the summertime. So it sounds to me like they just decided that it had been delayed so long. Why not keep it, use it for October to build hype in that and have Walking Dead in October like usual. And personally, I know we won't all see it right away, but it makes sense, guys. It's the summertime. People are not really looking for it right now. But come October and Halloween especially, people are going to be looking for Walking Dead like they are every year. So it should give Fear a bit of a boost, and it should give World Beyond a bit of a boost this year, more than usual. We'll see what Fear does for ratings in that when it's on during that time slot. I think it's going to do pretty good. I really do. Wonder if it'll even get as much as usual Walking Dead does, because it's there and The Walking Dead is not. I guess we'll have to see how that turns out. Andre Cooper says, what scenes were made or made you almost cry? What scenes have you laughed the most? What scenes made you turn away from the TV set? What's your favorite line? So a bunch of questions here. So it's cool stuff. Saddest scene in all of Walking Dead, I still think, is when Carl comes out after Lori has been killed, and then Rick responds to that or reacts to that. That's probably the all-time saddest scene. But the stuff with Carl also, with Glenn, some of those losses were very sad for sure. There's lots of them. Which scene was the funniest? Maybe I go with the one where Daryl yells up at Glenn in the tower, asks him if he's coming. That was good. I like that one. So that one maybe made me laugh the most. I can't think of what other ones. I mean, there's lots of funny suck my nuts when Abraham says that to Negan, or some of Negan's lines like in Service, and that made me laugh a lot. So there's easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's all kinds of them throughout the years of the episodes, but those are some of the highlights that I remember. Maybe I'll go with the Daryl one as he shouts up at Glenn. That's a funny one. So this one I say, so everyone wants to create content to get hits, accusations. So somebody accused me of only doing the real world topics just to get views in the channel, and so or others doing the same thing. With regards to kind of all the different videos that we've done in the last few months in the real world situation, so I don't normally do those, guys. It just felt like this year that with the whole COVID situation, it was such an overload change for all of us with the lockdowns and everything else. I guess for me, I was just using the channel in a way even to vent my own frustrations a little bit with the lockdowns and just with all the rules and all the changes and everything, to see how you guys were doing. You guys were venting a bit in the comments, which is totally normal for us to do. And so that's what we did. But they knew that was going to happen ahead of time. If you watched the Netflix series Pandemic, which was released in January as this thing was getting rolling, the elites or the powers that be, they knew ahead of time that was going to happen. And so their answer was censoring and cleaning out videos of the engine, removing social media accounts for people. If certain people were getting too much traffic or too much attention, their response was to clean them out, basically. So I'm happy that we got through that. I'm happy that the channel is still here with you guys. I'm proud of the videos that we did do, but at the same time, definitely don't want to put the channel in jeopardy with over 4,100 videos in it over these years with you guys. And I'm happy for what I did say in all those videos. I pretty much stand by everything I said in those videos, pretty much all the way through for the most part. Diana, Raney, and Mark said, Trev, what's wrong? Just stick with The Walking Dead, dude. We love hearing about the show, and it's a safe topic. You sound like you might quit. So I'm definitely not quitting YouTube. I'm not quitting what I'm doing here with you guys. But just like all of you guys, getting a bit depressed sometimes during this whole process that we've been through this year, and me as well too. For me, them censoring people and shutting people up online and shutting down the live streams when they're mid-process and doing all this stuff. I mean, I have enough trouble with live streams anyway, because sometimes my connection goes and stuff like that as it is already. So, and it's hard to get people there and live stream at the time and everything, and then when it is going, then they shut it down. Sometimes it's it's pretty frustrating, man. It's very frustrating, but you can see also too why it might be necessary if people are streaming violence or they're streaming stuff at some of the stuff that's been going on in the states and different cities and whatnot. Then certainly it makes sense that some censorship has to be there, and it also makes sense that sometimes you would get false triggers, or you'd shut off people who are not doing anything wrong, which is our case, which happens to us a lot with the streams. But it's cool. I'm definitely not quitting YouTube or anything like that. I always love doing Walking Dead with you guys. It's always my favorite thing to do. But I did also have a lot of fun discussing other things that were happening in the world at the time as things were going through. And so, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that with you guys too. I don't regret it, but we got to be careful, man. And I guess we could just say it this way. More of what one thing I discovered in these last few months doing these videos and carefully analyzing everything as we're going through this here. The world is more fabricated, or it's more manufactured, or it's more controlled than what people think it is. The idea of pure freedom really is not, or even freedom of speech, really is not true in the way that people seem to believe it to be. And that's what I'll say about that. But certainly I'm not quitting or anything like that. But yes, I have gotten depressed a few times. And certainly being censored and being silenced, being threatened, getting phone calls, stuff like this, It's not cool, man. It's not a cool space to be in. It's not something I'm interested in. I have no interest in that. I want to live in truth, but at the same time, I also want to have fun and be positive with you guys. So if there's one thing I would apologize for, it's that I hope I didn't get too negative with the videos during that time, and I hope that you guys stick with me, and I hope that we can try to keep it positive as things are getting better here throughout the year, and hopefully continue to do that. But we'll see. LaTrickster said they really said a couple months ago that the finale would be done by July. They effing lied. Well, I don't know if I'd say they lied, man. I think that they just, by the time they finally got it done, they realized we should hold this back until October. That just makes sense. That's what I would do. So I don't fault them for that. NL Loco versus the World said finally some normal content, so that's good. And Matthew Lemmers, let's do a couple more. Matthew Lemmers had said that the issue is that the movie and everything is so delayed by now that interest in the show will probably be at an all-time low. I kind of want to see them just make the movie TV only and bypass the theaters entirely. Yeah, it's another question, Matt. Are people going to want to go see The Walking Dead in theaters still? Are they going to release it in theaters still? I just don't know. We'll see what that looks like. Either way, I'll be happy if the movie gets done and we see it on TV, or if we get to go to the theaters. I'd still like to go to the theaters. I'd take the risk or whatever. I know people are scared to leave and stuff. I would go to the theaters to watch Walking Dead now anyway. So anytime they want to release it, I'll go and I'll watch it. I'm not afraid of that or anything. So that's cool. But yeah, we'll see how it affects interest in the series. We'll see if people are still tuning in and watching. I think they will be, because I think they'll kind of miss it during this time, and then when it comes back, they'll be dying to see it. And it'll just make it even more highly anticipated. But we'll see if I'm right about that. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll be wrong about that. And Brian Welmer will wrap it up for us for today, guys. Sounds like an issue of semantics to me for The Walking Dead Season 10 extra episodes /11. They should just refer to the additional 6 episodes as Season 11 or a mini-season. So I think, for Brian, I think there's reasons for that. Like when you buy the Blu-ray for Season 10, it's probably going to be 22 episodes. So there's probably reasons why they can't do, if they have to choose between a short season of 6 episodes or like an offshoot or something. I guess they just thought in terms of the managerial side of things, that it would make most sense for their contracts, or it would make most sense for what they're doing, to add those 6 episodes to the back end of Season 10 and make it a 22 episode season. So I'm sure there's a lot of you're probably right, it's mostly semantics, but there's probably contractual reasons why they did that. Like I said, including the Blu-ray DVD releases, including advertising and all these other things. There's the legality of it. There's the the way they have to work it to make it make sense. So I guess for them, doing a longer Season 10 made sense more than doing a shorter Season 11, I guess. So that's it. So that'll be it for today's video, guys. Let me know how you guys are doing. Leave your comments below. What do you think about Michonne returning? The semantics of Season 10 extended. Thumb up the video, share, favorite, and I'll see you guys back in soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.